ערב טוב לכולם. Good evening. I would like to invite to take your places on the stage His Excellency, Head of the EU Delegation, Ambassador Laur's Paaborg-Ander please. The Chief Scientist of the Israeli Ministry of Economy, Mr. Avi Xason, and the Horizon 2020 SME Instrument winner, Dr. Eran Eden, co-founder and CEO of MiMed Company. On behalf of ISERD's team and the EU delegation to Israel, I would like to welcome you all on this special occasion celebrating the Israeli excellence in research, development and innovation, and congratulate you on your achievements in the European program, Israeli-European cooperation at its best. Today we are also bidding farewell to Mrsel Shtאון, ISRAD's General Manager for 18 years, on his retirement. I have the honor to invite His Excellency Ambassador Paaborg-Andersen, one of our two hosts tonight. Please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dear Chief Scientist Avi Xason, dear grantees, fellow ambassadors, distinguished members of the scientific community, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the annual Hamsa event, which celebrates Israeli participation in the EU's research programs. It's now 19 years since Israel was first associated to the EU Framework Program for Research and Technological Development. It has been a tremendous success both for the EU and for Israel. The hundreds of new grantees who attend the Hamsa event each year attest to this success. And I hope that the large number of Horizon 2020 grantees this evening is a sign that Israel will be as successful in Horizon 2020 as it has been in the previous framework programs. With a budget of close to 80 billion euro, Horizon 2020 is the biggest EU research program yet and the biggest of its kind in the world. It is also the only major program in the EU's new budget that saw an increase in resources at a time marked by austerity. Horizon 2020 will fund not just the best fundamental research, but also applied research and innovation, bringing in small as well as large companies. Later on, you will hear from one of the winners of the new SME Instrument. Ladies and gentlemen, our partnership in science and technology has been an extremely successful aspect of the rich and many-faceted cooperation between the EU and Israel. It's a model for the type of close relations we hope will continue and which we will like to see grow and flourish in many more fields in the future. I think this is a particularly important perspective to keep in mind at a time when all media focus seems to be on the area where the EU and Israel do not agree, on settlements, on labeling, etc. Unfortunately, our disagreement on the labeling issue was too big for Minister Akunis, and he chose to cancel his participation tonight at short notice at this event. That's his loss. This is not the time for me to go into details on this particular issue, but without trivializing or belittling the issue at hand, I do think that it is important to keep a sense of proportion. The truth of the matter is that 85% of our relations, the relations between Israel and the European Union, are like the ones that we are enjoying in science and technology, in trade and in investment and transportation and numerous other fields. consensual, mutually beneficial, and thriving. Unfortunately, it is the remaining 15% that gets most of the attention, at least currently. I hope, however, that events like the one we have here tonight can help change that. Finally, this evening, we bid farewell to Marcel Stéaon, the long-serving Director General of ISERD, and wish him success in his future endeavors. I wish you all a successful and enjoyable evening. Again, congratulations to the grantees, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Now I have the honor to invite our co-host, the Chief Scientist of the Ministry of Economy and Chairman of ISRAD Steering Committee, Mr. Avi Xasson. Please.
Ambassador, head of the EU delegation to Israel, good friends, members of the steering committee of ISERD, Ido Sharir, my good friend, Director General of the Ministry of Science and Technology, friends from the Council of Higher Education, most importantly, grantees and winners of the different EU research programs. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's a celebration, ladies and gentlemen. We should celebrate tonight. By the way, 3 on the stage. 1 is not Israeli and he's a diplomat. Can you guess? Who's the one? That would be you, right? For those of you who are used to the Hamsa ceremony, this is a little bit different setting. Typically, when I stand up and speak, there's a train going on. So I try to, to organize my breaks in the speech so that when the trains come, there's a pause. Now, we don't need to do that, of course. I think tonight we're all ambassadors, and we're all ambassadors and mutual citizens in the International Republic of Science, Technology, and Innovation, because we're deep believers that in the world of innovation, collaboration is the most important and cherished value. And I think all of you represent here exactly that spirit. And every researcher, entrepreneur, business firm, university, or country should know that they will not be successful by having all the assets inside their boundaries. They'll be successful by creating bridges of collaboration and working together. And in walking, in the few minutes within the crowd, people approach me and talk to me, a lot of the winners here. And many of you said that the real value in participating in these programs is not about the money itself, even though I'm sure you're all very glad to be recipients of those grants, but really the value is much deeper than that. It is in the network of ties that you're exposed to. It's in the intellectual property mutually created and shared between the partners. It's between that certificate of quality of the highest standards that the EU programs bring with them. It is that value that I think makes this program strategic and unique within the Israeli fabric of science, technology, and innovation. And indeed, as the ambassador have stated, we're close to celebrating 20 years of a successful collaboration. Today is also a special event because it's the first time we are honoring winners of the Horizon 2020 programs, the current frame programs. We also have winners today of the FP7, the 7th frame program, which ended, and also winners of the bilateral program with the EU in the different frameworks that we have. Altogether, 525 different winners. 368 of those are from the current Horizon 2020 program. It's an amazing numbers, ladies and gentlemen. I think it represents the excellence of the Israeli science, technology, and innovation community. And people here from startup companies, from the largest multinational companies, from our great academic institutes, and from other government entities and NGOs can really be proud of your achievements and of what you've done to promote science for the benefits of research and our economies with your friends in Europe. So indeed, it's a celebration today. Israel played a great success in the 7th frame program. Really, our achievements were above and beyond the EU average. I'm proud to say, we are on the medal podium when it comes to science, technology, and innovation, unlike our achievements in the Champions League, in the football. But at least when it comes to science, I think there's ongoing success. And if we look into what our achievements have been, in recent 2 years, they are indeed remarkable. Israeli recipients enjoyed grants in over 209 million euros in this short period of time. And if you judge of the value of the overall projects in which we participated, it's close to €1 billion. And indeed, this is how we should look at the specific value. So great success so far in so many diversified areas, traditional areas of strength for the Israeli industry and research community, as well as new areas of strength. Certainly an ongoing remarkable success in the ERC program, which we should highlight and give tribute to our outstanding young scientists. Israel is a leader in many of those spaces. And make no mistakes, this is judged only based on merits and excellence. This is not by any way has to do with external issues to what we celebrate today. So, as I've said, this is a celebration, and I want to thank you all for being a part of this important fabric of contacts between Israel and Europe. This is a strategic program. It's strategic to us. I will humbly say that it's also important to EU to have Israel as a member in its research community. So I look forward to many, many years of ongoing collaboration, many successful partnership. I want
antibiotics. And I see a lot of you know what I'm talking about. And the problem is that he or she often don't know because bacterial and viral infection are often the same. And as a result of that, antibiotics is the most abused drug in the world. And the consequences, well, it kills tens of thousands of Europeans every year, and it's costing the European healthcare system tens of billions of dollars every year. Now, when we found IMIMID, we just imagined a small benchtop device that with a small drop of blood in a few minutes would give the physician all the information he needs to decide whether to treat or not to treat the patient with antibiotics. So that was the idea behind what we're doing at IMIMID. Now, we founded the company about 5 years ago. In the beginning, it was pretty hard. Now I'm taking you about 2.5 years ago. We were in the middle of a financing round. Those of you who went through the process know it's pretty difficult. Nobody wanted to take a step forward. And then we were notified by the European Commission that we won a grant, a consortium that we created around our technology with partners from the Netherlands, Spain, and Sweden, won a €6 million grant. to further validate, clinically validate our technology. We were ecstatic. I mean, the funding was great. The collaboration, we still foster it today. But the nice thing was that the impact was that about a month and a half later on, we closed the round. So the net impact was roughly tenfold, a 10x factor. Second thing, well, 4 months ago, we're in the middle of a large transaction, and yet again, we were notified by the European Commission that we won this year's SME grant. And again, this was a tipping point that helped us to finalize this large agreement. Again, a 10x factor on the actual funding. By the way, this will fund a very large collaboration with friends at the University College of London, Hanover Medical Center, and Rambam Medical Center. The last thing relates to coffee. So when we founded MIMID, well, employee number 3 asked that we buy a coffee machine, and we said, no way. I mean, every dollar needs to go to the science, technology, product, business development. That's our responsibility. And then as we grew and more employees came to MIMID, there's more and more pressure on management. So one day when we had our guards off, we said, you know what, if you get grants, total amount of more than $10 million, we're willing to get a coffee machine to MIMID. And so this year we passed that grade, and the employees came to us and said, okay, what about the coffee machine? Promise is a promise. So we wanted to buy a modest coffee machine, but our investors were so excited about the fact that we won this prize. They said, we're going to buy your machine. So we said, in this case, we're going to buy a really expensive coffee machine, 10 times more expensive. So here again, you see this 10x factor on the actual money that you get. All jokes aside, I think the MIMID today would have been in a different place if it weren't for this program. And we're extremely grateful for the opportunity to participate. And just before I end, I just want to acknowledge the MIMID team and Dr. Asi Cohen here, the slim guy, if you can raise your hand, who is responsible for leading the effort on the last grant, and also ISERD, who really shepherded us in the beginning of this journey, when we really didn't know how to navigate these uncharted waters. We're extremely grateful as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, first of all. I like the story about the coffee machine. I just wanted to add, I think this is one example of a grantee of the new SME Instrument, which reflects the new development, I would say, or the new focus, not neglecting the focus in research and development. Horizon 2020 also realized the growing importance of focusing on innovation. And instruments like the new SME Instruments are important to mention because I think they present even a larger opportunity for the Israeli companies, mostly small companies. As such, this is important. In addition, the new program gives all of us an ability to really design the future directions and platforms of the European framework. So in this, I just want to congratulate you personally and call upon all of you to be involved in this design. I wanted, before I go to the ceremonial part of congratulating Mrse Shatton, I really wanted to thank the entire ISERD team. And I think they deserve a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Because, my good friend Guido, where are you, Guido? You're there, right? Guido, CEO of Philips Israel, or whatever is the formal title, reminded me of another good friend, right? Who talked about, of course, one of the 3 most notable lies, which is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. But the truth is, I think the ISERD team is exactly about that. And what they do all day, and that's their mission in life, is to help you know more, help you engage with the different programs, help you increase your success ratio, and help you get more of the program. So again, I want to thank you not only for organizing this great event and everything, but also for the hard work all year long. I think a lot of these winners have to thank you as well.
מרסל שטאון.
Marcel, come right out. Do you think you would have missed this entrance. No way. Marcel. Well, we've already indicated this is a celebration, and we're honoring the winners, but this is indeed also a special occasion because we're also honoring you, Marcel. I doubt if there's anyone in the crowd who doesn't know Marcel, because if the ambassador talked about our more than 19 years of collaboration, well, almost all of them were under the leadership, actually, of this gentleman sitting right here. And whenever I talk about him as the founding CEO, I'm told in the history that there was somebody, but ISERD as it is today, I think, wouldn't have looked as successful as it is if not for this person. And the Israeli excellence and achievements are a lot to do with your work. And I think this is acknowledged, by the way, not only in Tel Aviv, but also in Brussels. And when I was there last month, sitting with high-level executives within the EU, we talked a lot about your contribution to where we are today. So we want to tell you thank you from the bottom of our heart for the many great years and achievements that you put into making not only ISERD a leading organization, but also in bringing Europe and Israel closer together. I think that commitment of not compromising on the values and of the interest of Israel, but always looking for ways to increase partnership and collaboration is exactly the spirit, Ambassador, that you talked about in your speech. So we want to hand you a small gift or tribute, two actually, if you would allow me. Nitza. Yeah, Marcel, אתה צריך לבוא לפוטו. Okay. Can I read this? What's written here? Okay, it's in Hebrew, Ambassador, I'm sorry, okay? אז כתוב פה כך, למרסל שטאון היקר, עם יציאתך לגמלאות, תודה מקרב לב על עבודה מסורה וארוכת שנים, על תרומתך הרבה והישגיך, בקידום השת"פ במחקר ופיתוח בין ישראל לאירופה. מאחלים לך הצלחה רבה, חבריך בלשכת המדען הראשי של משרד הכלכלה, מתימופ ואיסרד. And you invented the Hamsa, right? Maybe you can talk about that as well.
I was really a little bit nervous in the car being so late, and we had there was a awful accident on Namir. 3 cars, and we were blocked there half an hour. So, but now the way I went in with all the way you received me, maybe it's a good idea to be late and to put a little bit of pressure, and so maybe that was a good way. It's really, a happy and sad moment when you have to leave something you built. As a matter of fact, we deal even before I was in Brussels, as a deputy director of the administration for external trade. I was the deputy director there. In 1989, we already put the idea of cooperation or R&D in our in a paper that we wrote already at that time. And it was one of the main items that we put in our basket of requirements when we opened, after 91, the negotiations that were a little bit freeze for certain reason till 91. So I really accompanied this issue of not fully only when I came back from Brussels in 98, and that we rebuilt ISERD, and that the I should say the Ministry of Finance gave really good resources to build this endeavor. Under at that time it was the chief scientist, Dr. Orna Berry, that was in charge, and she decided that I could be a director. I was not so convinced, because all my life I wanted to be a director for foreign trade and not this work, because I always saw myself as a trade policy man and not R&D technological guy. And I should also thank here Ephraim Alevi, that was the ambassador in Brussels at that time, and that Orna really consult with. He saw me how I work in Brussels, so I have to, the beginning were with them. And we did a long way. We built a good team with some change, with some mistakes as well. Not everything was perfect, but I think that we built a team with ISERD that is not only does a good job in Israel, but has a quite high exposure in Europe. We succeed to be some example for other organizations, and also today ISERD is the, I didn't see ISERD in the list of recipients for the, but the ICT, the idealist is a project that we are the coordinator of, and that European asked us to be the coordinator. So I left with some proud of the team, and I think the team is a good one, dedicated, and I should say maybe with some irony vis-à-vis Avi, saying that the team was so good that there is no necessity of a director, because I didn't have the pleasure to do a really overlapping with my successor, which is not existing for the time. Maybe he exists, but he doesn't know that he exists. And I hope that really, but the team works. So you can say maybe I was not useful there if the team works without me, or maybe I built a good team that can work without me. So you will decide what is the right interpretation. So thank you very much, and I'm pleased that we have also a lot of recipients also this year, although it's 1.5 years. So half of the recipients depends on my activities. Afterwards, it's not me. So really, thank you. Thank to the team. Thank to the people in the steering committee who had trust with me and trust me to do the job. And I hope I didn't disappointed Orna when she decided to nominate me, and also all the people who were in charge of ISERD. Thank you very much. And you already did the clapping. You don't need one. People won't be easy if you clap me twice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrsel. I would like to convey to you on behalf of us our best and warmest wishes. You made an invaluable contribution to this great success of the past 20 years. Let me thank you all again. We are proud of you and of your achievements, and hope to see you here again in the years to come. I would like to thank the teams of ISERD, the Office of the Chief Scientist, and the EU delegation. This event is one more example of a successful cooperation. Winners, you are now invited to collect your chamsot according to your fields of research as detailed in the slide behind me, or enjoy desserts. A pleasant evening to you all. ערב נעים לכולם. תודה.